what was the focus, and was it a good thing coming off? In retrospect, it's never good to lose, but having that taste in the mouth, I'm sure you had their attention.
Well, I think we could have accomplished the same things with a win or a loss. Obviously, the way we lost was disappointing, but we've won a couple of games like that this year, so I guess they probably all even out. But Sunday, Monday was about getting off your feet, getting some rest. We hadn't been able to give them 2 days off since Christmas, so I think they needed that. And then the last couple of days, we've really worked on ourselves, and now we'll turn our attention to DePaul today and tomorrow, and continue to kind of clean up a few of the things that we've trying to iron out on our own team.
Marcus was named one of the 30 finalists for the Naismith National Player of the Year award today. What has he been better than you thought? As good as what you thought he would be?
I've been pleased with what Marcus has done. I think there's more there, and I think that's what's exciting for me as his coach, and I think for our fans, I think he can still get better, and that's pretty impressive when you consider he's third or fourth in the league in scoring. But I think he's missed some shots that he's normally going to make. We're working to maybe eliminate a couple of the tougher shots he's taken to help that shooting percentage a little bit. But his ability to get to the basket has been a huge plus for us, and it's something that he's added to his game in the time that he's been here. And the pressure that he puts on the defense because of that has become really important with us, especially without Maurice on the floor.
Staying at the other guard spot, I guess with Davion, it's been about a handful of games since he really needed to step up big here. We were talking about, has the game slowed down for him, I guess? How would you rate his progress?
I think it's gradually slowing down. It's difficult for a freshman, and I think that's probably the biggest difference between he and Tyler. Tyler's gone through that already, where things are going 100 miles an hour and you got to make a read on the fly, and it's not easy to do. And Davion's getting better at that. Obviously, he can play with the pace that we want to play with. He can score the basketball. Defensively, he's made a lot of really good strides, and then you combine him with Tyler. Those two have done a really good job of filling in, really in a tough situation, and giving us some pretty good production.
Davion mentioned that the first go-around against DePaul, that the scout report was spot on, and the defense was really solid. Is that what you remember about that first meeting?
Yeah, we got off to a great start, and we took them out of what they wanted to do early in the game, and as a result, they got off to a rough start, and we were able to build the lead. And think about DePaul, while their record's not great, they've been extremely competitive, and they were competitive at Xavier even last night. It was a close game with 7 or 8 minutes left to go, and they had chances to beat Georgetown at home, lose to Butler in overtime. So they've had some very competitive games, and Dave's done a great job of continuing to get them to play hard and play focused, and be a competitive basketball team.
Is that a tough place to play because you got to generate your own mojo and your energy and that type of thing?
Well, fortunately, we play pretty well there, so I hope that continues. We usually have a good fan base, a good following in Chicago that has come out and watch us play. But you play in all kinds of different environments. When you play on the East Coast, you're gonna run into some games where there's a snowstorm going out and there's nobody in the building. That just happens, and we've got to try to create our own energy within our own huddle.
Will you allow your players to keep an eye on what happens at 11:30? I'm sure you're hoping that they're locked in, but that NCAA tournament selection committee thing before your game.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with what happens 4 or 5 weeks from now than I am tomorrow, because so much can change in the last month of the season. We've really been at it for 2.5 months, and we've got a whole month left. So, a big portion of the season is left to be played, and we're going to have an opportunity to improve on our seed, or our seed goes backwards if we don't do what we're supposed to do. So, I think we're certainly in the conversation somewhere. Have we played well enough since Maurice has been injured? Probably not to be considered a top 4 seed right now. But we've got plenty of work to do and plenty of opportunities to still get some really good wins down the stretch.
Is that a good thing for college basketball to do this?
I personally don't like it. And maybe I'm not supposed to say that with Bruce on the committee, but I just think it opens up the door for even more criticism. I think the exciting part of the NCAA tournament selection, in my opinion, is getting down to the last few picks. I mean, the people that are already in, I don't know that there's, nobody's heart's racing for that, whether they're a 2 seed or a 3 seed or a 5 seed or a 6 seed. In the end of the day, it's about matchups, and I'm not sure seeding is that critical. So, we'll see. I mean, I understand why TV likes it, but, from a coaching perspective and college basketball purist perspective, I kind of liked it the way it was before.
nominated for this award. What does that mean to you to be nominated for a Player of the Year award? You're one of 30 guys in the country. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that definitely means a lot to me. You know, I've put in a lot of work in my redshirt year, so it's kind of like all the hard work that I did in the offseason paid off for me.
What did you guys learn about yourself this week to kind of regroup, kind of circle the wagons week? What did you do this week?
I think we just had to regroup. You know, I think we didn't play to the best of our abilities as we had before without Maurice, and it kind of sucks, but we have to play hard every game without him. You know, sometimes we can get away with not playing our best because we had him. He's one of the best players in college basketball, so I think we figured out that we have to be ready and be prepared every game.
Is this a second win? Were you able to catch your breath a little bit? Sometimes a week off or a week without games, can you get a kind of a giddy up in your step?
You know, for me, I like to keep playing, you know, get that loss off my mind. But, you know, it's definitely good to have a week off, you know, guys getting in the gym, putting in extra work, getting their games back, and, you know, regrouping, and, you know, we'll be refreshed for Saturday.
What did you learn when watching that film? It's probably tough to having to keep coming back, and that was your lasting memory, giving up all the 82 points or whatever.
You know, we had so many chances to win. You know, if we just took advantage of the first chance we had to win, then we wouldn't have been in a situation to lose. So I just think we got to figure out that second half coming out. We got to play better. We got to be more focused coming out of halftime.
What's the key to winning on the road against a team that you handled first time?
I know when we take a loss, we're hungry to beat that team again. So, you know, we got to come out and punch them in the mouth first, and they're going to be hungry to get the win. So we got to be prepared and stick to our game plan. You know, don't get away from what we do best.
That place is tough to generate your own energy because it's kind of a dead atmosphere. Is that tough?
Definitely tough, but I'm making it my own personal motivation to get my guys going early and keep them going out through the whole game, because I know guys are going to follow my lead now that Maurice is down, and especially Justin too, and Kyrie and Cole and Isaiah. So I think we're going to focus more on, you know, being prepared and, you know, coming out with a look in our eye that people haven't seen all year. Ready for us to worry about that, especially when we still trying to win the Big East championship. So I think we're going to worry about that when the time has come for the tournament. Right now, we're focused on finish out the season strong and hopefully win the Big East championship.
Will you sneak a peek before the game? It's 11:30 start time.
Me, probably not, but, you know, I'll probably hear about it from some of my teammates or coaches. They're talking about it.
That's cool. All right. Thanks, man.
This week of practice gave us more time for preparation, more rest time, more time to get a lift in, so we feel our bodies and just prepare and get some sleep.
Was it tough to have the performance as a team kind of linger all week? I mean, I bet the best thing to do would just be go out and have another game, but you had to sit on it all week, right?
Yeah, I mean, it gives us more time for, you know, just focus on the little things, defensive preparation. We've been focused on a lot of trapping in the post this week and getting more shots up. So, I mean, it gives us time to collect as a team. So you don't have to force a run into another game.
Every game that you play, I'm sure you learn something new. What have you learned in the last maybe one or two games about your game, that what you can do better the next time?
You know, every time I'm on the court, I feel like I'm getting better. Just getting more experience with the game when you're in there. So the more time I feel, the better I'm getting as a player. You know, from just learning, even my mistakes, I'm learning from those as well.
Is it not that it was too fast, but is the game slowing down for you? I know that that's kind of the key when people get comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. I tried to focus more mentally than physically. So, you know, mentally I feel like it's slowing down. I'm learning to make the right reads now when I'm going into the paint. So, you know, that has helped me as well.
Yeah, what worked the first meeting against DePaul? I know that you guys really got off to a nice start. What do you remember? What did it for you guys against the Big East?
We had a really good week of defense preparation. I can't really remember exactly. We just followed our scout report really well. The coaches came up with a good scout plan for those guys, and it seemed like everything they had on the paper was exactly how they played. So I feel like we performed that well, especially on the defense side of the ball.
Yeah. Anything else?